got to see some things. Yeah, I got to see some things. It was really cool for me to see. I was really happy with. So, like, one of the things, of course, like I've only ever cleared it on a tank, so like tanking wise, like for me, when it comes to like tames the beast or whatever, like, or actually even when it comes to first boss, I noticed Renegade wasn't like dodge rolling the heavy from first boss. And that lava whip is the heavy. The lava whip hits a really nasty bleed on you if you let it hit you. So I like try to prioritize a lot of dodge rolling. So I actually prioritize. That's why my build is built for stam, my tank build in general. And I noticed that like the dodge rolling thing would have definitely alleviated some of the damage off of him. In the same way with like Tames the Beast, I don't hardly ever bash him unless I'm like next to him. So I just wait for my body to glow and I dodge roll from wherever I'm in the room. And a lot of tanks don't know this, but you can actually, if you taunt Tames the Beast, you can actually let your taunt timer wear off, and he shouldn't switch aggro from you unless you die. Yeah, but his light attack, every light attack he does reapplies a bleed damage on you. Now the bleed damage doesn't stack terribly high, but just having that constant bleed, reset, you know what I mean? That dot can be a little annoying. And yeah, so like things like that, just dodge rolling a lot of stuff, things like that. I noticed I didn't want to like say it to Renegade because he's got a lot on his head. He's focusing, right, and I didn't want to like point out. It's just because he's doing phenomenal. He's doing a great job. He's doing a phenomenal job. But those are just little tips, like things like that I found help me, anyways. But that could be just my playstyles, too. But yeah, there was a lot that I wanted to say. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It helps. It definitely like. See, I've had to do Black Rose before without a healer, and well, I shouldn't say without a heal. We had all we had for heals was we had 3 DPS, but the third DPS was a Magplar with a Breath of Life on back bar. So that's it. And that we ran that a few times, and then I ran it with all 3 Night Blades back when Stam Blades were a thing, and we ran three Stam Blades. Um, which is why when I positioned last boss, I've mostly had most of my clears positioned in mid rather than in the corner like that. But the corner is way easier for tanking. Um, but anyways, yeah, I've had to like dodge roll a lot of stuff, um, and kind of deal with like trying to mitigate those bleeds on my own because I didn't have a healer really healing me. So if you, I would rather any day of the week have a healer in there, bro. Out of all the content that I've ran without a healer, that place it was not fun, and I'd rather have a healer any day of the week over damage any day. I take that any day of the week if there. We used to do no. That's the other thing. The only time so we did the 3 DPS strat in order to complete quick because we were selling the weapons to PvPers. That one of the guys that we had that was in our group he liked to PvP, and he knew a lot of people from PvP, and he also was on Facebook groups, and he would get people to buy early, and then he'd find people that was like, hey, I'll buy, and then we would say, okay, well, we're gonna go do it in an hour. Give us an hour. We're gonna clear, and then we go clear within an hour, hour 20 sometimes. It'd take a little bit longer, and then once we cleared, we would kick one of the people out of our group right before we open the treasure chest. We would invite that person in, but before they come to the treasure chest, we'd make sure that they sent us 150k for one weapon because they could just run right up to the chest and grab, right? So we'd make sure that they paid us 150k first, and then the other bunch of us, once he came in and got his one weapon, we would open the chest as well. We would take our weapons and we'd trade it to the guy that's doing the deal. So we trade our 2 weapons to that guy, and so now he has 3, and he does the final transaction with that guy, and then we get paid from the guy that we had in our group once the final transaction was made. And so back then we would run without a healer because it was faster to kill bosses, and by doing that you could skip mechs. So like if